Did you guys get okay, cool. All righty. Okay. Hello, 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 amigas. And welcome to Amiga Handle Your Shit podcast. How exciting. I get to have these beautiful souls again with me. Part 2 of our journey for 2021 to 2022. And this time on part 2 of the series, we're going to talk about our intentions for this year. So when this episode gets released, it'll be released in the year 2022. How exciting is that, right, amigas? How exciting.
So exciting.
We have our beautiful friend, Veronica Franco. We have Diana Gallo and Emerys Smith, and me, tu servidora, Jacqueline Tapia, and they call me Jackie. So welcome, amigas. Welcome to part 2 of here at Amiga Handle Your Shit podcast, setting our intentions for the year 2022. Love to have you here. I'm so excited for this episode. And rather than me starting with my intention, I always feel that it's best that we start with our guests. And who better to start with than Anne-Marie, because the first letter of the alphabet. So why don't we start with you, Anne-Marie? Tell us, what do you intend for the year 2022? What's a burning desire that you hope to accomplish in this year of 2022? What is this intention you have?
Well, first of all, thank you so much for inviting me to be a part of this with these crazy, amazing Latinas. Super excited to share. So 2022, my intention is I'm working on another book in collaboration with some authors, women, and we're going to talk about a legacy. Ooh. And post-COVID, COVID gave me the opportunity to really pause and rethink things and redesign what I wanted and what my life looked like. So as I go into 2022, I've decided what is my legacy? My children, my daughter will be going off to college. My son will be right behind her. And you get to an age where, you do all this planning and then all of a sudden it's here. The kids are grown up, they're going to college, and you just look at, boy, what do I want to leave them? So this year for me is really about who am I and what do I, sorry, my dog is right behind me. She loves to get comfortable. What do I want my kids to know me for? So the focus for me will be relationships. I made a vow 25 years ago that I would never, ever, ever be a part of anything, any belief system, any group that were unkind to people. And I've lived a life of being kind to people who don't know me, who will never know me, and who other people think don't deserve kindness. And this year, 2021, I leave it with some experiences of people very close to me that have been very unkind to people I love. And as my children watch how I handle situations, I thought I'm going into 2022 that my kids will know for sure that forget what I've done or what I've accomplished. I want them to know their mom was one of the kindest people that ever walked this earth. And to do that just by the way I live, by the way I talk, and by the association that I keep. And not to be afraid to let go of relationships that have expired or that no longer serve my mission and my purpose. So again, what are the intentions? Live much more authentically, live much more to my purpose. I shared with you that I retired, so every day is a Friday right now, but I love inspiring. I love building women up. I love building the Latina culture and creating opportunities for women to live a life with this and that. And So I will be doing more speaking. I'm going to be on your panel, and I can't wait for that conference. I will. I'm finishing up a trademark on another book series that will specifically talk about who we are and the rights that we were born with and how we exercise those rights, and how many people have lost sight of their God-given right, their life right, their human right to just be good, kind people. So I'm excited about those projects coming up. I'm excited to venture into my daughter's first year of college and navigate my son's last year of high school, and look at what the future holds for my husband and I as we look at soon being empty nesters and really building a foundation so that the next 50 years are crazy amazing.
Oh my God. And Marie, I can I just hang out with you all the time?
Yes, yes.
I mean, it's so, I mean, obviously, it is so impressive what you are doing, what you have accomplished, and where you're moving forward with another book. Um, but for me, what really resonates with me is that you are being a part of a group that is kind and letting go of those that are unkind, because it's especially now more than ever, it's happening. It's like some people are very unkind. And I think that that leads to disrespect, that leads to all the ugliness that is all low vibration. And and knowing you have that ability to distinguish between what is good and what is not, and know that you step away from those unkind individuals, whether it's
Yeah,
family or whether it's some stranger, whatever,
right,
because you know that they're not elevating your vibration.
right,
I
exactly.
just
And you never, I think it's during COVID, during the different political views that we've gone through in the last couple of years, people don't even realize why they believe what they believe, but they just know that it's the way it's always been done. And when that belief system hurts people, I think you've got to sit back and reevaluate, because we're all born with a moral compass. We all know, we get that feeling when we know that we shouldn't have done something or said something. And when you give that power to other people or an organization or a religion, who are you? And I don't think you're living your authentic self. I don't think that you think you've given away your power, and you've given away a part of your soul. And I I was a part of a really different religion years ago, and I vowed that I would never treat people unkindly, and I would never make people feel inferior or less than because they didn't have the privileges I did.
yeah
And I
yeah
think going through COVID and going through these last few years, you really see it, that there's a lot of people that hurt. And when you just smile at them or you compliment them, you never know the difference that that's going to make in their life. And, we had a situation with my daughter a few months ago, and I was totally caught by surprise by a situation that happened that she was, a victim of. And I hugged her and I said, I don't know how we're going to fix this, but together we're going to figure this out. And it meant the difference to her. And she told me just recently, she goes, Mom, when you did that, like I knew together we were going to figure this out. And I realized sometimes that's all people need. They don't need the answer,
right.
but just a little hug, like, I don't know what the answer is, but we're going to figure this out together. And I'm on your team. And that really is that intention for 2022, to be that person that I'm not going to have the answers. I'm not even going to pretend I will, but you are going to get a hug out of me and say, we're going to figure this out together and I'm on your side. And right or wrong, I'm not going to judge you, but we're going to figure this out. Because at the end of the day, you being a healthy person makes this world a better place.
Right. Oh my
So
God, I love that. What do y'all think, Veronica and Diana? I mean, isn't this like, oh, music to our ears, right?
cute.
It's it's so beautiful. And Anne Marie, I just met you recently, but I got to tell you, you've made a huge impact in my life in just the last couple of weeks. I mean, the few words that you spoke to me have changed my mindset tremendously. So I am very grateful for you and for all the ladies. Jackie, you know, she's one of my angels in this life. Vero, you know,
Yes.
you women are so amazing and so strong, but yet strong in a feminine loving way. Like, you know, you don't go out and like show your strength in like a, I don't know, you know, masculine energy way, but you're just so beautiful and so strong. And I always constantly am learning from all three of you, and you all inspire me so much. So just listening to you speak is just such a privilege.
It
Oh,
is,
well,
right?
the sentiment's the
Yes.
same. Love all of you.
Thank
Oh,
you.
like we love Emery.
You're so cute.
Yeah, so I mean, how can we even move forward? Like I think you encapsulated what we all think, right? We all believe this, and we genuinely want those around us to love and appreciate one another for who they are, not for what the belief systems they have, but for just being human, right? Like
Yeah.
it's just humanity. You know,
Mhm.
we all need hugs. We all need hugs. I know I need them.
Absolutely.
We all need them.
Absolutely.
And we all want compassion, and we just want to feel, what is it, enough, that we're all enough in
Well,
Yes.
this in the
you know what Oprah says, and you were there, Jackie. And I know Anne Marie, your mom was there for Oprah's, was it a 2020 vision? And she
Yes.
said, and she gave us a little goodie bag and a swag bag, and it said, "My cup is always full." And I always go by that. Like, you know, when things happen, I'm like, my cup is always full. It's always full of love, and it's always full of generosity and empathy. But you're absolutely right, Anne Marie, in regards to letting go of just certain relationships. So that's what I am also doing to end the year, is that I'm kind of reevaluating certain people that don't value my friendship, or just myself. And I've let go of it, and it's okay, because it makes room to receive other relationships and
Mhm.
grow, right? These people are no longer aligned with my values, with my beliefs. But I'm kind of in the same boat you are, because, you know, my son's also going to college next year. And it's been a journey, a very beautiful journey, because we've been touring different colleges, and we don't know where God's gonna have him, you know, end up, but wherever he ends up is gonna be the right place. And you know, we're very supportive, my husband and I. So right now we're also, you know, more or less empty nesters, but my intention for 2021 is first a self-care for Veronica,
ooh,
because
Amazing.
I need to take care of me first. I've taken care of so many people. You know, I'm an only child, so you know, I travel with my mom. I talk to her every day, and you know, I try to cook, and I'm still working a lot, bringing in a good income. And you know, just being a mom, you know, still being with little boy, even though he's what, 5'9", 6 feet. But and being a friend and a support group to my beautiful, for you ladies. But I am gonna, you know, really just prioritize and give myself whatever it is I need to do to feel better, whether it is to go get a facial, whether it is to take an hour and just have lunch by myself, whether it is I want to go shopping and I want to go buy the purse that I want because I deserve it.
Yes, you do.
Yes, you do. Amen. Can you get
All the
one?
ladies deserve the purse they want.
Yeah.
And the shoes.
Can you bring me? Can you buy me one?
or even just, honestly, as the personal development. I did a course this year and it really opened up my eyes. I have a lot of clarity now as to who I am, who is Veronica. And I discovered that I am an authentic person. I am so real. I think I am as real as you, transparent as I can be, because, if I like you, I'm going to give you everything. And if I dislike you, it's okay. Our dynamics are not fit, right? We're not aligned. It's okay. I wish you the best. But I feel that's, for me, my intention for 2022 is definitely I am going to come first. Of course, I love my family, but in order for me to be a good wife, mother, daughter, friend, I need to take care of Veronica first. And really that's good. And that's it. I mean, through just investing in myself, continuing to invest in myself.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, I think I always say, and I borrowed this from Abraham Hicks, where she says, be selfish, pour into yourself. So then
fill your cup.
Fill your cup first, and then you can pour over to others.
Yeah.
And you know what, Veronica, and you are authentic. I mean, you are such an amazing human being, just human being. On top, you have the icing on the cake that you have this beautiful soul. And that is transmutated into the universe and impacted me and many others around you. So thank you so much, Veronica. I love you. I adore you. You're my sister from another mister. and please, I'd like to be part of your self-care, because I need to do that too.
Hey, let's jump on the bandwagon. Let's all go and have a day of just yourselves, because as women, we do so much. Honestly, we do more than men. I mean, we carry a baby.
Yes.
For those that have carried a baby for 9 months.
Yes.
And just going through all the emotions and the hormones and just coming back. And right now I'm 40. How old are we, Jackie? We're 47. No, 48. I don't even know how old I am.
I know. I started
lost
doing
count.
Yeah.
We're not somos cuarentonas. Okay, somos cuarentonas. And you know
40's
what?
the new 20, babe.
Oh yes, the new 20s. However, I feel and I have the energy. I really do have like the energy of like a 30-year-old or a late 20s, because I love life and I live life to its fullest. And every day is a new opportunity. Every day is a gift. And every day, as Emerys says, every day is a Friday for her. Every day is my birthday, because I celebrate every day.
I love that. Yes. And yes, every day is a birthday, for crying out loud. We are special. We're one of a kind. We're unique. It's like, I feel like sometimes we forget that. But I always, when I get sad, or there's a conflict, I always say, Jackie, remember, you've been made in God's image.
Amen.
Right? Not to get all emotional, but sometimes that does happen,
Yes, we have to remind ourselves who we really are.
Yeah.
We were made in the image of God. We're perfection. We're souls having a human experience. We're not humans having a spiritual experience. So we have to remember that our body is our shell, but our soul is inside, and our soul knows everything, and our soul is eternal. And if we can keep in line with our soul
Mm.
and remember every day who we are, when we wake up or when we're not feeling good or something bad happens, remember who we are, like at the most deep level, like that soul, then you should shift your perspective immediately. Like even remembering that we're eternal. Like if you're going through a hard time right now, going, okay, this is momentary, it's gonna pass.
Yes.
I'm eternal, I'm infinite. It makes it easier to go through whatever you're going through.
Yeah.
And going back to, relationships that no longer serve you, I feel like that applies to anything in your life, because at the end of the day, it's all energy.
Yeah.
We're energy, our emotions are energy, our thoughts are energy. So if you are with someone, you're having a phone conversation, you hang up and you're like, oh, I'm exhausted. Like I feel dirty, or like, that conversation just drained me. It's not the conversation. It might be the person. It might be the conversation because it brought up negative emotions. But if you start noticing that every time you talk to this person, your energy is drained and you feel kind of, drained, you need to rethink that relationship, versus when you have lunch with someone or you call someone and you hang up or you leave the meeting and you feel uplifted. The same goes for a job. If you're leaving your job and every day you feel like crap, you start getting sick, you start getting ailments, you're exhausted, you wake up in the morning, you're like, oh God, it's Monday again. Oh no, versus you finish working, you worked all day and you feel awesome. And you're like, wow, I've had a great day. Let's go out to dinner. Let's go to the gym. Let's go to the whatever party at the end of the day, a cocktail party, whatever. You feel energized. You feel good. That's a great sign. That means that whatever you did today fed your soul. Also, if you're hanging out with someone that makes you feel uplifted, that person feeds your soul. So we have to start recognizing and paying attention to those patterns. And for me, I retired 2 years ago. So for me, every day is a Friday too, but I have not stopped working. I'm busier than ever. I'm on to career number 3 or 4. But now I'm doing only what I love to do. So for me, when I wake up on Mondays, I'm like, oh, yay, it's Monday. What am I going to create this week? Like, I love Mondays now. I'm excited about Mondays because I get to create what I want to create with my life, with my job, with my new, career. And so my son thought it was funny because one day I said, like, I love Mondays now. And he's like, how can you love Mondays? And I said, because I love my life now, because I'm not in that job that used to drain my energy and make me feel like shit. Now I'm happy, I'm excited. So for me in 2022 is to continue doing those things that inspire me and that make me feel good and make me feel happy, and just follow. And I said this in part 1 of the podcast, like follow those inspirational hits. Like, oh, I have an idea. I want to try photography. Let's follow that. Let's see where that goes. Maybe it'll go somewhere cool. Maybe it's just a hobby. Maybe I just had a good time going to class. Maybe I met some amazing person that I'm going to be collaborating with. You never know. But if you get that inspiring hit, like follow it and see what happens. If it makes you feel joy, if it makes you feel good.
Yes.
Totally. Oh my God, Diana. You left the courts right around the time I said also, to heck with this fucking bullshit. I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm done. I can't. And I just have to say, going along with, all that negative energy, I had my meeting with my law partner and we're dissolving the partnership. And you would think I would be sad and whatever, but I'm like quite the opposite. I'm like happy. Finally, I get to just
That's
put
a
it
good
away.
sign.
It's a great
You
sign.
feel relief. You feel
Yeah.
freedom. Yeah,
Freedom.
that's a good sign.
That I don't need to be thinking about this anymore, because it's like something that I thought was good probably, but then as the years went by, it was like I felt like if it's a money pit, it was an emotional pit. and I'm done with the emotional pits.
Yeah.
Done. I'm like, ya no más, ya no más.
Se
But
acabó.
you know what,
Se acabó.
Jackie, nothing is wasted. So you know, the energy and the experiences that you put into that, nothing is wasted. So you can call it good or bad, but at the end of the day, it's all for our good, because you learned something very valuable from that experience that's going to make you a better person now, that's going to guide you and lead you to what your heart really wants to do. And you wouldn't have known that if you wouldn't have tried that, because now you have contrast. You're like, okay, I hate that, but I love this.
Yes.
And sometimes we have to go through that, you know, what we don't like, to realize how good we have it now, or to realize like, this is not good for me, I need to do something else.
Yes. Yes, I agree. I mean, I don't erase now I'm going into 22 years of being a lawyer. I don't erase it, because it all had to happen that way to prep me to where I'm going now. And, you know, and leading my intention over to 2022 is like, joy and happiness have to be on top of my agenda.
Right.
And
100%.
And no one is going to break that. Like, joy and happiness at the top of everything. And, you know, oh my God, you know, how you were saying, Diana, about Mondays, like you're happy about Mondays because you're in the right place. You're doing what you love. And I'm starting to think about Mondays. I'm like, sometimes I'm like, Monday, what am I going to do today?
What am I going to create?
Right? And then it starts flowing, and things come up, and then phone calls come in, and then I'm like, oh, I got sidetracked. I had something in line, but now I'm going this direction. But it's following the divine guidance. Like I had said before, is that following the divine guidance is essential going into this year 2022. And along with that was, okay, I know in my heart I'm kind, I'm loving, I surround myself with amazing, beautiful amigas like you guys. I have family that loves and adores me. I don't want of anything, right? And so I'm like, what's next, Jackie? And I felt like, you know, when we met and you introduced us to the concept of seeding money, that just opened up my heart like you don't understand. Like it was like a flutter, and I felt like, oh my God, this is how I get to live a macro life, thinking about others, thinking about service, thinking about how we can give and ask, hey, claim my tenfold return.
Yes.
And I thought, oh my God, that's my intention. I'm like, that is my intention. Believe that I already have it before I actually see it is my intention for 2022.
And that tenfold return, Anne-Marie, is just so magical, because you know how when you go to the store and now when you're checking out, it'll say, do you want to round up, or do you want to donate $1 to the food bank or whatever? And I'm always like, yeah. And I hit the button and I don't think anything of it. Now I'm like, oh, if I'm going to donate $5 and I'm going to be helping, and now it's going to be a tenfold return. And I'm very like, now I'm more cognizant of it. Now I have an intention behind it. So now it's like really special. So now I'm excited about giving.
Yes, exactly, precisely. There's an organization that I have become a corporate. I mean, what do they call them? I'm part of their corporate board. So I'm a board member of their corporate. This is wellness, and they had their adopt a family. So I decided to adopt the family, and I was like, okay, you know, I asked for 3 people, like to mirror my family, And of course they didn't have 3 people, but I was like, okay, well, how about this? Can I donate $500? And they were like, donate as much as you can, whatever, anything helps. And I donated the 500 and I said, to help this family, and I claim my tenfold return. And I know it's happening. Look, Emery became a corporate sponsor. There's my tenfold. Do you know what I mean? Like, and it is so true. Like, we can honestly live a macro life where everybody gets to enjoy and receive and benefits, right?
Can I share a little story about that?
Yes.
So I'm all about giving, and I don't ever expect anything in return. I love to give, right? So it was the Servite fashion show, and I purchased a ticket for $40, right? It was the ticket was 3 servings of champagne. Hello. And the two, and so you go into a raffle for 2 of the grand prizes, which is this beautiful diamond ring with this beautiful stone. I think it's an amethyst, and then, or a necklace. It's beautiful. So those are the grand prizes for $40, right? So I buy the ticket, get my champagne, had a great time. Fanny was with me that day. So, you know, we go have our lunch, we sit at our table, and the fashion show starts, and then they start announcing all the winners. Well, my name was named for the ring. And this is a
Wow.
$5,000 ring.
Wow.
And then, so I was so shocked. And so when I get the ring and I come back to get seated, Fanny was right next to me, and she says, see, Veronica, it's abundance.
Yes.
And it's so true. And I say, you know, everything that I do, you know, like, just, and Jackie knows, and Diana, I mean, like, like if I connect someone, it's not because of something that I'm going to gain something. It's because I do it out of my heart. Because it just gives me such a like joy to see just like that relationship, what it's going to go to, how everybody's going to just either do business or connect. And so when that happened, I say, you know what, this is a gift from God, and I'm ready. And I was ready to receive, you know, it was my time.
Yes.
And not expecting it. But
Yeah.
you know, when I see you ladies, I'll show you the ring. It is stunning. It is beautiful. And it represents these sacrifices, not sacrifices, but the commitment that I've made for my son's education, and the commitment to be his mother, because you know, I'm just super proud of this young man. But that ring, that's what it symbolizes. It doesn't symbolize that it's $5,000. It just symbolizes that that is the commitment that I had made for this young man. And he selected this particular school that led me to this fashion show to get that ring. So, you know, I just wanted to share that, you know, when you do give from your heart and you come from a place of service, it just comes back to you. It comes back to you.
But you know what? I
Yes.
think the key is the intention, because I give, like the cashier thing was an example. You know, we donate to the church and to all these other things. But
Right.
for me, it's just like an autopilot thing, like a
Yes.
monthly thing where I haven't been putting that energy and that intention behind it. Like
Yes.
I'm actually helping someone. And therefore, because I'm doing it from love and from a place of service, I'm going to expect my tenfold. And I had never thought of that. Like, what am I putting behind this donation or this whatever, you know? So I love that.
Yes.
Now I'm going to be so much more intentional about it.
Yes. Yes. Because money is energy, and we
Mhm.
Yeah.
forget that, right? Yeah. We
Yeah,
go and
currency.
pay things. Like today I went to Target and I'm like, oh, this is for my grandfather. This is for my grandmother. I need to get this. Da, 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 da. And not that I'm like, I didn't look at the price tag. All I thought was, this is for my loved ones. And when I went to the cashiers and I saw the money and I paid it, I said, I know I will be rewarded. I will be rewarded. I know that. But it was like, it was so intentional. Not that, you know, we're showing off or anything like that. But it was like, it's a different mindset. you know.
Well, I think when you think of it, it's a law. It's a law of tenfold return. And when you learn the rules and how to play the game, what it does is it mm, gives you even more abundance. So then you can do more of that. And I think that's what I love so much about the book was that it really forced me to become intentional, but also know that when you give and you expect the tenfold return, that enables you to do even more of what you do. So since I started practicing that 20 years ago, um, I look at the level of what I used to give at, 20 years ago, just learning it and haphazardly giving away money to what I get to do now. It's mind-boggling.
Yeah.
So when you use it, and especially when you're a servant-minded person or a giver, or you just care about making a difference in this world, when you learn that law and you put it into practice, it just like moves your life in a totally different direction where, you don't think twice about giving, the paleta man or the little person selling fruit at the corner just $100 to say go have a nice dinner.
Yeah.
um, you don't think about that because
Yeah.
you know that now that $100 is going to turn into 1,000 and you can do that 10 times more.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
Yes.
Beautiful.
So Veronica, when we were at La Bodega Brewing Company, when we were doing our podcast episode, that's where the concept of the law of tenfold return was introduced to us by Anne-Marie. And she did it in such a beautiful, casual way. And I'm like, oh no, you could do it.
She
I
just
was
kind of
kind
slipped it in there. She was
yeah,
like,
she
oh
just
yeah, I
yeah,
do this. And we're like, what?
and then
Wait, you do what?
and she explains to us how she has used it throughout the years, and just money comes into her mailbox just like that.
Mhm.
And
And she shared the book with us. So maybe we could put it in the show notes to share with all of our listeners because it's such a life-changing hack. Everyone should know about this.
Yes, life-changing hack, totally. So it's by, well, I'll get it down for them. It's the
And I think one of the things about it is, for those that are listening, it isn't so much even money. I used to buy the little Pillsbury rolls of cookies for at the, back in the day, 99 cents. And I would take cookies to the elderly people in the convalescent home near me. And that was my seed money. That
Mhm.
was my, what I could do. And then I would come home and I would find $10. So then I would buy 10 rolls and then I could do that more and it just grows. So then it turns into, okay, it's not so much cookies anymore as it is maybe my time or maybe, money. And now it can be money. It can be, whatever I'm drawn, whatever, God leads me to do. But I don't want people to think, well, I don't have that kind of money, and when I have that money, I'll do that. You do it now with little things. Cookies doesn't take a lot of money to do, and it makes an impact on people. So start with something, and give and be of service and do for others.
You know what
And
I always say? I'm sorry, Diana. So real quick, you know what I always say is if I treat someone or anyone and I end up, I pay for lunch, they're like, no, no. I go, you know what? And I'll say it in Spanish. This is what I say. Ahorita que podemos, because maybe one day I can't. And this is the time, right? To share. And we don't know what the future brings us, but if I can do it now, it's out of my heart.
Yeah. And I love the seven spiritual laws of success by Deepak Chopra, because he says when someone gives you a gift, you receive the gift. You never say no. Because if you say no, you cut the flow of abundance. You literally cut the energy of the flow of the currency, right? Of money, of whatever it is. It's a current, it's an energy. So if somebody says, here's a gift, here's lunch, here's $20, whatever, you take it and you say, thank you so much, because you gave the gift of receiving to the person that's giving. If you say no, you just cut the person off from being able to give, which is also a gift. And the other thing I was going to say is how important it is to teach kids this, because I've noticed my husband is always, if he sees a homeless person, he never judges, he just gives them money. Cash in his pocket, he literally will give them money. And my son, since he was little, has always watched him do that. And there's been times where we'll go out, whatever, since he was little, he might have a $20 bill in his pocket. He sees a homeless guy, he'll walk right up to him and give him all his money. And I'll be like, Jake, like, that was all your money, are you sure? And he's like, yeah, Mom. Like, he needs it more than I do. And literally, like, a day later, he'll just get money from an aunt or an uncle or whatever, you know, or his dad. But he already knows, like, this person needs it more than I do. And he's not worried about replacing it or losing it or anything. So it's important to teach the little ones that lesson when they're young.
Yes, absolutely. Because they're always watching you. Always. And even like little things, little words that you say, always. You know, Alexia watches me do meditation and now watches her daddy do meditation. And so she now understands the concept of being silent and meditating and affirming how beautiful she is, how magnificent she is, how amazing she is. And those are tools that are so easy and so simple, but yet so powerful. So powerful, right?
Yes.
You know, I 2022, if the world could listen to this podcast and just get just one thing out of it, is that to know that anything is possible. Be kind, be of service, give, because the more you give, the more you're going to receive. Right? The more, I mean, I really feel that 2022 is going to be abundant in so many ways, so many ways. And even in the unlikely ways, because those are when you get surprised, then you get like, whoa, God, wow. I didn't imagine that. And that's the power of the universe, the power that our divine has. And I truly believe that in 2022, if we took more self-care, like Vero says, you know, start building a legacy and surrounding ourselves with kind people and inspiring every Monday, every day. Man, people want to hang out with us.
Absolutely.
And we have to try to stay in our joy no matter what is going on out there, because we don't know what 2022 is going to bring, right? We're kind of used to now being in an era of not knowing what's going to happen, right? Like, that's the new normal, is change, constant and fast change.
And adapting.
So no matter what is going on, we have to adapt. No matter what is happening, keep your joy. Navigate it and figure out, you know, what's going to make you happy through it all. Sometimes it is just being still and meditating.
Jackie, I sent you something I listened to today, and feel free to share it with the rest of the amigas. But it really resonated with me that we spend a lot of time thinking about the past and thinking about things that have happened and not enough time thinking about what we want our future to look like and what we imagine that looking like. And I thought of that when you talked about meditation, because one of the things meditation does is makes you stop and really freeze in the moment and breathe. And when you get a chance to listen to it, I think one of the other intentions I have for 2022 is to be in constant awe of what I want my future to look like.
Ooh.
Stay in the present, but instead of looking at the past and what happened and hurt and this person did that, build muscle with our memory of what the future looks like and what's on our vision board. You know, as we're talking about our intentions, what does that look like for 2022, and get excited about that.
Yes. And so I wanted to just to let you know, ladies, she just sent me Unlock Your Mind with Dr. Joe Dispenza. The Ed Milet. Is that what it is? Let's see.
Is it a podcast or his latest book?
Good. It's a podcast.
It's a podcast.
But,
okay.
He was a guest on it, and it was just phenomenal. I've listened to it twice.
Yes, and I'll send it to you, ladies. I'm gonna send it to you right now.
Yeah, and it's simple and little practices. The self-care that Veronica said, taking that time to meditate and to, reflect on how do we make a difference and really be intentional with that. I think, I have so many things for 2022 that it's like, okay, can I start tomorrow?
Yes,
yes, you can.
Yes, you can.
You're Anne Marie. You can do whatever you want.
You go, girl.
Yes,
go, amiga.
Yes. You can do whatever you want. Oh my God, I love this. Yes, be more intentional, amigas out there, and know that if we stand in solidarity, nothing will shake us.
Right.
We are women. We stand in feminine energy, and feminine energy is what's going to get us out of here, out of the negativity, out of what's going on in the public and just the bad news. It's that feminine flow that is going to fix everything. All divinely led.
Yes.
Amen.
Amen. Thank you, my lovely friends. And to all of you listening out there, remember to live more an intentional life. Always have self-care in your life. Inspire others. And know that, associate with yourself with the kindest of people.
Yes.
So many beautiful tips. Thank you, amigas. Thank you.
Thank you, Jackie. Thank you, beautiful
Jackie.
ladies.
Thank you.
And Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to everyone.
And Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, amigas.